Yeah. Oh, yeah. Since you came into my life, I've never been the same. Since you came into my life, I've never felt the same. You're so sweet, oh baby. You're so nice and lovely. Oh yeah. I'll be missing, I'll be loving, always caring for someone like you. I'll be missing, I'll be loving, always caring for someone like you. I'll be missing, I'll be loving, always caring for someone like you. I'll be missing, I'll be loving, I'll be caring.
Hello, Matua. Guafumi Max. Good morning. June 2nd, Guafumi Max. Get your ticket. Ochiba Nelson, happy Sunday. Tanku, we are waiting for Tanku to join the line. Listening
around the world,
they are Berlin. Good morning.
Around the world,
Ben Berlin, good morning, good morning.
Never seen a girl like you.
Indicate where you're watching. Tanku is coming.
So many ways when I
You'll be
appreciate
joining
you.
us shortly.
Never gonna lie, can't replace you. It's crazy.
Jonah,
No
good
one
morning,
else
good
but
morning.
you.
Vera
You,
King, good morning, good morning.
you.
We're waiting for
Oh my
Tanku.
baby, baby boo. Why you?
Don Castro, good morning, good morning, or good evening, wherever you
My
are.
head, I swear, I'm gonna spend the rest of my
Please share, Tanku is coming, share. Jessica Ade, the Mama G.
Since you came
Good morning, Mama.
into my life,
The one and only Mama G in
never
LA.
been the same.
Please share,
Since
Tanku.
you came
Join me shortly.
into my life, I've never felt the same. You're so sweet,
Elma, all the way from
oh,
Canada.
baby.
Good morning, good morning.
You're so nice.
Good morning, good morning. Indicate where you're watching. While Tanku get on the line. Ivo, the way to. Cannot say the wash. Not make a move the thing go off again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Guafumi Max, June 2nd. Mado Amber, good morning. Tanku got a lot to discuss. Omwa Bino Hassan. Good morning, my brother. They fine. No shaking, only no transfer. We're working hard. Leslie, they are burdened. Field Marshall Prince. Good morning, good morning. Mama Ade all the way from home. General, come online. The one and only General. When are you? General, come online. We got to discuss today about the Red Dragons. We'll talk about the Lebi Alem Dio. General, we'll talk again about the Commonwealth. General, we'll talk again about Mancho. In fact, General, don't be briefed enough for these days. And we get so much for talk. So much. We don't got a lot of information we get for talk at this particular time. General, please come online. Let's keep it going. No time. So we get to talk about the thing that recently happened for Batibo. I'm sorry, for Lebi Alem. The deal whether na real or na whatever, you know, General don't be briefed. You get a lot of that information for tell you about which way actually happened. If the Joe for Lebi Alem don't say they move back tomorrow, the new Joe they just install it because it be good. It things are not go fine for his site after it will happen on the way to Le BLM. Ivo, General. Let me be shouting now to our brothers, sisters who are joining on. All right, yes, Emma too has been briefed. Greeting to everyone joining this platform. We are waiting for General Tanku Ivo to be on the line. For some reason, he's trying to connect, and I don't know if it's a network problem or his location. So for the meantime, we'll just try to share and invite. Let's build the audience, and then we get started. It's going to be a good Sunday morning over here. I don't know, it's already evening in Cameroon, somewhere in Europe, China. But at least there'll be good things to discuss. General Girio Goodings. Greetings, my brother. Greetings. One love. Keep the spirit going with the struggle or with the revolution. No turning back. We have gotten to a point where no one has to turn back away from this our revolution. If you do so, we are in trouble. The one and almighty Kimi Ashu, the one that has been blocked more than 50 times in this struggle, and she came back like never before, and she's always on point. Greeting, Mama. We love people like you, people who got the struggle at heart. Regardless of anything, Facebook want to turn down your account, Kimi Ashu like 20 times, you still came back like, you say, man no run. Now the thing I want them. Welcome, happy Sunday. I know it's already late night somewhere in Europe, but it's still early morning in somewhere in US. All right, Mary Baba, good morning. Estelle King, good morning to everyone watching. I'm really sorry. We are waiting for Ivo Tanku. I think he just texted me that he will be on in a few minutes. I don't know what is still keeping him. Just keep sharing, please. Please share. Let him get on board. Yes, we are alive today. It's a blessing for all of us, and we should think of those who are back home on ground zero, whom have been killed, tortured. This time around, La Republic don't want to take. We no longer talk about dialogue again because they have ignored everything that has to do with dialogue. They're prepared to send their armed military men to go and be killing instead of coming to a solution. They have decided to be killing our people and to bring war in southern Cameroon. So that would not be a solution. If they prefer that route, we will all go the route with self-defense. Even America, let me see. Okay, I think the general is around.
Yannick.
General.
How are you?
Ade brother, how you stay so?
Sorry. I've been trying to connect myself.
Yeah, me they reach 100. I just say the guy 100. Salute, shout out to people that you worship.
Did you hear me now?
Don't be ready. Yeah, I didn't hear you. No problem.
Huh?
I didn't hear you 100%.
All right. The noise in the background. That your music loud.
And when are you move start?
Yeah, be
You be ready. All right, General Tanku is around.
perfect.
Welcome again, Vals. Good morning. Anival, good morning. Welcome on board, Mama Jessica. There again, keeping it going. Long time, General. Oma miss you.
Yes, thank you very much.
And then also you don't gather. Then also you don't gather a lot of information.
Yes, once I want back on people and I say me they share this video because if you've been an Ambazonian and you watch this video and then no one share them, therefore you not be an Ambazonian. So it will be very disheartening. Say people that do it, they watch this video where they not go share. If it is by you sharing this video where they make people that drum up the support for the struggle. So if you watch me right now, I see 120 people climbing up. If you watch us right now, share the video. That is the responsibility. It is you by sharing this message. Share the video. No can be a ghost when you watch the video without sharing it. So Yanick, congratulations once more for taking the time off. I know I'll be very busy. You're also busy. But for setting a time where we'll fish it down, we'll discuss this particular issue. General, in there, so they've done block your account, the 2 accounts for 30 days. He attempts to open some other account, and the Republic Spy, they go block him, saying a fake account. So they report, see what they happen and say, La Republic, it takes a minimum of 20 people that will report you on a particular post, then they block that account. So I think that way La Republic, they do. Yanick, some noise in your background. I don't know that music.
Hold on. I don't know. Okay, go on.
Yes. So thanks. So basically, that's in the way they be doing. So it take a maximum. It take a maximum of 20 people that will report you on a particular post. Controversial, and Sabi say general married the call violence. You know about call violence, peace. So they block them. They block out 30 days. But the good news now say the other account they go open them. The other account they open in the next 6 days. So I still wait and it is counting. It is very hard when they block your account, but of course. That is it. So, Yanick, congratulations once more. And I also congratulate the people the way they do watch at this particular time. The one they were there for Konengi. Because for inside Konengi, people that did watch. Yes. So, congratulations
I don't see like 4 of them. I don't see the 4 of them, but I know shout out their name.
Yes, me says ever no. I don't see someone there. Now you are the talker. So yeah, so they do watch we right now from Konengi, and those people them are people the way that they cry out, they sleep day in day out only for look we for see which kind of things they will use and made it liberate them from prison. And this struggle it don't reach level where even we say for diaspora will not get control. My own group for down there, the Red Dragons, not dragon the way when I don't see it with dragon, they don't do them in the past few days. They cry, and at this stage, Yanick will call a spade a spade. They don't kill our women and our girls. They don't kill our women and children. We call them a spade. We show the videos. We show the videos. We show the photos. No UN has stepped in. At this stage, let us show the videos and the photos of our boys doing action, and let us claim ownership over it. The BLM dragons, now we will get them. Me, General, I be head for that dragons. And when I talk say I be head, I not be tail. And the BLM dragons, they be out to protect our women and children. And when they protect our women and children, and they ask for granite, it could only be a black leg where you go out there for go to say the BLM red dragons, na La Republic spies. All those people, the way they keep us in La Republic spies, I hope say their eye they don't shine today. They don't see exactly the reality, and they don't already know. See that groups them, now people the way we will get them. Now people the way me, Bangwa boy, for instance, my village, where they don't kill we don't take responsibility. Say we go meet up with their arsenals. So I want to encourage everybody as we're there for the diaspora, and I don't help too much. If nobody diaspora will not for proceed with this struggle, from the very moment where they catch that leaders there for jail to this particular moment where would they now diaspora they don't help we so much in terms of finances, in terms of logistics, in terms of social media mobilization, in terms of embassy mobilization. All those actions are very, very imperative for the struggle. Now that actions the way they don't make and we don't reach the struggle this far. If nobody the diaspora, believe me, the struggle could have been long dead. I want to tell you something, Yanick. Even though the struggle will never end, if we assume, say the struggle will end today, believe me, the Francophone man will live to respect the Anglophone man because of the kind of things we don't do on this far. And if that is the case, therefore, we should do even more. At this particular stage, nobody wants even anything called federation. If anybody is stand for federation at this particular stage, that person is a black leg. If anybody even stand for elections at this stage, that man a red leg. Elections, I really thank God say that senatorial election for La Republique, it can pass fine. All man don't see and say even La Republique them, before the re-elections, they already appoint their senators them, when all the CPDM. So what more of the big elections will come? Now for the way they go change them, no. So that is already a pilot study, because the pilot study is a microcosm of a bigger study. That small one, they already open your eye, will tell you, say, La Republique, it will sweep the whole election. Even when you apply big book, Kenneth Adams paradox, or the paradox of plenty, it will show you saying that when you have multitude alternatives, the dominant majority will always win. So there is nothing like elections 2018 in Ambalan, the Republic of Amazonia, the newest country in Africa, the country with the most deadly militia groups, the most deadly that are out to protect the women and children. It is Amazonia. And at this stage, we the march for before. You see that girl where they move your face? You see that where they bring out tube? You see Yannick?
Now the point that, oh yeah, all my worship.
You see that girl where they bring out tube, where no get face. Let me say some girl the way no even get face. You see that girl? They say they move that girl your face completely. Now the fact say we will move La Republique your face completely from Amazonia. So just know that was a significant symbol. Say we shall deface La Republique du Cameroon, and it is our responsibility. And if you claim say it is not our responsibility, let me claim that it is my responsibility, my own. Now your own, Yannick, now your responsibility or not?
Of course, that's why we are still here.
We need to play politics in a revolution. We don't play politics in a war. When it is war, it is war. When it is politics, it is politics. At this stage, even von Clausewitz, it be defined war as the continuation of politics in other forms. This is the continuation of politics in another form. This is war. You submitting where the BLM dragon they don't do one. You submitting where tigers they don't do one. You submitting where other elite groups them, because the whole of those groups they come under what we call the Ambazonia military. The Ambazonia military, they like how La Republique, they get gendarme, they get police, they get this, they get B. All of them come under the La Republique military. We too, we get our own when a red dragon, a tigers, Batibo warriors, this one, all them come under the Ambazonia military. And they are out to protect our women and children. That is the baseline. We'll be run some elections, some poll for Facebook, for us can say, women and girls, with Ambazonia military protecting you or La Republique military. You see that poll. What will be the response? The response will be to say 94%, 98% talk say they want and they badly want Ambazonia military for protect their women and children. Now me I put them, not them be vote. So it will tell you exactly, say the women and the children, they feel comfortable in the hands of Ambazonia soldiers than La Republique terrorists.
That's right. So General, I guess a few questions for you before we go deep. You get me?
Go on.
All right. First and foremost, we'll just take a recent one where just happened. You see that guy for that where they go install that zone. What do you think about that zone? They go install and then they heavily attack.
Yannick, I be don't talk this thing before, and I go talk them again. I be don't talk say the best strategy in this struggle is not to attack in the month of February. Now for wait till the rainy season. Now you don't buy into the idea, say that strategy was good. The rainy season is a very tactical month, a very tactical period, a very tactical epoch in Cameroon history. Southern Cameroon's history. You see, the same BLM, if they be born you for BLM, you don't go to the village. For my village, if you stand, the worst thing where they feel suffer you for my village, may you do one. Now, me, mommy saying you may go buy Maggie. You go cry for road, because from the place where we stay till the next door, it like from here go reach right for Banzo. You go walk climb the hills, then only for go find store, come back. The distance between one my house from my village for the BLM to another my house. Now, in fact, now 2 hills they separate them. For the BLM itself, I cannot see a situation where even if now U.S. military enter the BLM, they win a war with the BLM soldiers. Never. The area already gives home advantage to those who are already there. It is a dense forest, sparsely populated area, and very, very mountainous, very, very hilly, very, very rough. Even BSSF, if you look only the hills and the valleys, you go fear for even go for inside a bush because you don't know who did inside a bush. Those boys, them, would they already mobilized, would they already man barricades across the entire roads, starting from Chang, go reach right for Azi, they enter, go right for inside Mok for Smonzi, other Mok be Mok for Smonzi, Mok later. We don't enter other sites, other roads, and now we own the roads. The next thing, what the only wait now for Holland. Now say now that hospital where we get them for that Mount Mary hospital. We get a hospital for this thing. When I didn't make, I want to even block roads. The time go there where we go block roads. No La Republic military no go enter. None no go come out. Secondly, would you wait for get more of those weapons? Because those weapons now are weapons. Would they take all those weapons from La Republic soldiers for build our arsenal with? So the more they come into Ambazonia Republic of this thing, Bangwa land, the more they come into BLM, the more we get those weapons. So would they leave the road open for them? Now they don't bring one tanker. That tanker will take them over in the next few weeks, in the next few days. They don't, when may they bring more? As they bring more, we'll take them from them. You know why? Because over the years, we have been paying our taxes. Our taxes go into the Defense Terrorist Ministry of La République du Cameroon. And those taxes that we sweat over, we sell carrot, we sell leeks, we sell all kinds of potatoes, for go buy and pay as taxes. That money is going to La Republic, and then they buy weapons, and that weapons they use them now for buy, for can kill our women and children. So that is
General
to take back those weapons we bought with our taxes. It is our responsibility.
General, some person don't abide to your ideas. Say me they cut off all those bridges. Me they broke that bridge. Anything down. What do you think? Now,
it is a very good idea. You see, look, it be very funny. Now you have been test my boy yesterday for that Red Dragon squad. I say, look, I watched that Equinox video with very heavy heart. But I be glad say when I be fire at the convoy. It is good. And as soon as fire at the convoy, even the soldier, and they run around, they go back. When I fire continuously at the convoy, very good. But believe me, you guys should have blocked the roads. Now you are tell them. Say when I for roll stones, block the roads, and then when I fire and ambush the convoy. Because that's a convoy of terrorists. The guy say no, so be the wait me the joker install the deal, leave the deal for the before when they go back now we'll catch the deal. I say, okay, perfect. Then now you're talking. Then next time, when I block all the roads consistently, put a stone on the road, make them impassable, sandwich them, get those weapons, get those bullets, get those pickup trucks, then finish with them, and then leave the road now open. Take everything, go back. That is exactly it. If una the years say that they attack for Manfe, that they attack on Tamver, that they attack for Tobin, that they attack for this, and then they attack now how? Did they work on our foot? No, they work on motor. Block those roads from A to Z, from point A to point B. Block every road. Put stones on the road. Make them impassable. Yeah. That is the first winning strategy and tactic.
That's right. Then what about La Republic? You see that explosion where they put them, it take all of their truck. It means our guys already understand our land, just like you talk. So they know all route. So La Republic, they can't put one or whatever explosive for there, only they go climb on top.
No, now they know exactly what they do. Because first, we say we need to use normal road. We need walk now in bushes. We use now traps. We use now those bushes, those tracks. The danger in this kind of revolution now for use main road. Never use the main road. Always use the bushes. And if you use the main road, you are prone to more disasters. Because one, landmines they don't start enter. La Republic they don't start plan landmines. And that is
landmines, yeah.
Of course, landmines, they inside the system. They don't rest up pull landmines. And a wider with that landmine, the insect catch na them. So once you start using landmines, and they are prohibited by international conventions, and that is what we shall be exposing at the United Nations in the weeks ahead. Landmines as anti-personnel landmines should be used to, in fact, this one would go on a protest, would write a whole protest plan for the United Nations for June 2018. June 2018 United Nations for protest and for show evidence of landmines. Now, so we already get some weapon there. So on pictures then. When this internet when they go release my Facebook page, I go put all the photos of the landmines the way they send them for me. Say my post them on Facebook. But since I not get a Facebook page, I know if you post them. I feel only accept tax. I cannot do anything. I cannot write. I cannot comment. I can only look at Facebook, accept tax on my page. Like I don't accept your video, and there's nothing I can do. This one now, so what I even call in and send a fake profile. What I don't create and just say I call you so that I make a talk for people there. So at the end of the day, it be very simple. La Republic, they define themselves. They don't find themselves in what we call an unwinnable misadventure. One, it is a misadventure, and two, it is unwinnable. Now, the same situation that way United Nations, the United States will find itself for Iraq and Afghanistan. They pull out where they need to see place. La Republic won't even worse because they don't even get no weapons. But yet they want to go fight war way, they don't even get weapons. Bia Paul borrow, you don't go China for go borrow money. Your friend that she done for UK, for Commonwealth, for she don't go discuss how they advance the rule of law, human rights, democratic accountability. But Paul borrow, you don't go for China, for go borrow more weapons. And believe me, China don't deny say they don't go. China, say, if they give these weapons, according to intelligence who get them, Amazonia soldiers, we did already get weapons, they go blow off that pipeline between Limbe and Douala. So they what they call oil bunkering. They go bunker that pipeline. And who loses? China will lose. So China there for Africa for win-win interest. How will the war against Amazonia, the richest of all places in Cameroon, how would that war help China? It will not help China. It will not. You get it? So China says if they look at their own interest in this war, and China don't see and say, no, if they sponsor a war against Amazonians, they will tend to lose. And China, like a country, that way they deal strictly on a win-win approach. And they don't care about human rights. They don't care about who is winning. They care about whose interests will favor them.
So, General, another thing that is tough for the guys and for gangs, you know, what interim IG don't put them in place, say, make we try for put small thing for my trip to Boya. What do you think about that idea? Now, good suggestion, because you know, without finance, this struggle is going nowhere, period. Some people that say that they give, because I don't talk with some number of people that say, will they give money, we not get result. You not really expect to give money for some person. Me go do something where it be, you know, where you not get for come out to the public. Me can't tell you, say, I be take your money and go do so. No. When you give the contribution to my trip to Boya, do not ask where the money is going to. They don't tell you that money to go to my trip to Boya. And there are so many things where you go cover that money. Not expect somebody who can't tell you, say, the money will be taken and go buy granite. Will be buy this. What do you think, General?
Yannick, in the very first place, I'm somebody who has a very open mind and a very open discussion. When I want to talk for public, I talk openly. I need to hide my talks. In the very first place, the creation of a government in Amazonia was a very wrong step. Was a very, very wrong step. Ill-calculated and ill-matured. It was a very, very wrong step. You don't, because one, when you talk about government, you're talking about politics. And when you talk about politics in a revolution, it cannot marry each other. The formation of a government is already politics. And yet, we have not even finished with the revolution, but we want to put the cart before the horse. Politics in the revolution, it does never, ever marry each other. It comes only after. Even when you look at Zimbabwe, the way the Southern Rhodesia, be fight so the one can be Zimbabwe today. They started with Albert Muzorewa, Robert Mugabe. They were all guerrilla fighters. They were all guerrilla fighters in the revolution. Till time where they be succeed for 1979, during the Lancaster House Agreement, the transition from guerrilla fighters now to politicians. Albert Muzorewa became a politician. Robert Mugabe became a president and the rest. At this stage, we are fighting a revolution. When you talk about politics, you're talking about the formation of governments, and that helps to divide even further. No government has ever united, even the United States of America. When they elect a president, half of the population that did not elect or did not vote that president stands to be against that president. For example, Donald Trump. Look at Obama. What about those who did not vote Obama? So at the end of the day, we have so many miles to accomplish, but we are still in a revolution. But however, because we don't really form a government, but when I see the president of the Ambazonian IG, they can't preach gospel to people who are tying Odeshi on their waist. It doesn't marry. Person they for ground you fight the Odeshi. That means they don't even believe for God. They can't preach gospel. Are we in an Islamic state or are we in a Christian state? I don't understand. This is a revolution. We need a strong leader. We need someone who calls a spade, full stop. Call it whatever way you want to call it, but I'm saying we need someone who calls a spade a spade. We don't need preachers. We've had enough preachers. Nigeria by now should teach you that no matter how much you preach, it will never change a country from being an autocracy to a democracy. The countries that are most successful in the world today are all in Asia. And Asia, there is no Christian in Asia. There is no Christian republic in Asia. All of them are atheists, or they believe in Buddha, or they believe in this, or they believe in Hinduism. So at the end of the day, it is very simple. If you clearly say my trip to Boya, which I don't have any worries about it, bring all those leaders together. Let them sit, roll out a plan, and see how it shall benefit them. None of those leaders have been brought together to even endorse my trip to Boya. It's only the president standing and calling my trip to Boya. What about Ayabacho? Does he support my trip to Boya? What about Akwanga? Does he? What about Mark Barata? Does he? What about this? Does he? All those leaders. What about even Tapang? Does he? Have we come together to sit together to outline how my trip to Boya will go through? And if you believe in preaching, okay, how much will my trip to Boya go into preaching so that they can help those pastors to keep preaching and praying? Why they can also help some of us to keep supplying the bullets and guns. Exactly. I strongly believe in bullets and guns at this stage, and not even in prayers. Prayers will come after. May God forgive my sins for what I will do next week. So prayers come after. But we are praying, however. We are praying. It's a revolution. We are praying. But you have to blend faith and action. There is no faith without action. If you have faith without action, you are weak. It is useless. You have to blend faith with action. Because at the same time, La Republique them, that they also pray seriously to God to help them win. So La Republique, they pray seriously and they supply weapons and they fund their military and they go into our land. But we would only pray and there will no one supply. We get to have those leaders come and preach it out in public. Buy the guns. It is our right. If you claim to be a country, be a president who stands and talks to the public that we have to defend ourselves, we have to buy weapons. If not, you don't have a government. Be clear, General, the world know it.
General, when I call to, you got to understand, you got to know to say, wherever the president be positioned at this time, it be where the way they see and the way they see are two different things. You know, they expect that Jola you call granite. You never call the right thing. President,
I don't call it a bullet. No, I never call it a granite. I call it. Go look my Twitter account. Call my Twitter account. I call it straight up. My women and girls have been killed. My sister, they don't move your face completely with bullets. Look, I pray, but I blend with action. When we go church for Sunday, we finish, we go blend with action. Because there is no action. Even Jesus Christ himself, when Jesus Christ be one take all those miracles, he touch even the people, he touch them. When he call God in it, he touch and say, you wake up, he touch you, push hand, this. There is action that must accompany the faith. There is no faith without action. There is no action without faith. You want to take an action, you must have faith. I don't care whether, even if someone believes in paganism, he believes in that paganism, therefore he has faith in that paganism. If someone believes in Christianity, he believes in that Christianity. He has faith in that Christianity. And that is why he blends it with action.
General,
At this
General.
stage, if we have a president, the president should be clear. All presidents, Donald Trump included, launched an attack on Syria. He was clear that he launched an attack on Syria. Our president should also be clear that we are launching an attack against La Republique soldiers. These are the weapons we have. We have to mobilize, we have to fund, we have to buy the bullets, we have to buy the guns to protect our women and children. That is what a strong leader should be saying to us.
General, but that one a part of my trip to Boya, of course. That's part of my trip to Boya. That's part of my trip to Boya.
Not clearly elucidated, and that is why you are having this argument. If it was clearly elucidated, you not cannot be like Ayabacho has clearly put his plan. Nobody argues with Ayabacho's plan. He is clear on that. Look, fund my boys, and that is it. Clear on that. But my trip to Boya is coded. It's coded how? Like how? Like we paid flights.
Because there's listen, there's diplomacy in my trip to Boya. There is self-defense in my trip to Boya. You understand?
So you believe in? So you still believe? Now I want to ask a question. You still believe in diplomacy to this stage? Listen, wait.
No.
You no excuse. 1 second. You still believe that diplomacy can bring back the face of that girl that was ripped off?
Well, it cannot. But you have to understand
look, let me tell you one thing that will kill us Ambazonians is that we use a lot of emotions. We use a lot of emotions than logic. At this stage of the struggle, even the United Nations is watching us, and they will do nothing, absolutely nothing.
That's true.
Even young Philemon, if they wanted to sanction, even at the lowest international organization, they should have sanctioned Cameroon for not even participating at the Commonwealth. But Cameroon was given a hilarious welcome.
I know.
A great welcome. Listen, we have to put these facts clear. Just to let you know that we are on our own. Read my lips. We Ambazonians are on our own. The day we will learn to keep away all those things, diplomacy, that one, and fund the boys down home, down on the ground. When those boys, they do anything, they didn't help you, they didn't help we. So why don't you fund those boys? People have sacrificed to stay back home and fight. Others have run. So why don't we keep those boys active, well-funded, who have decided to stay back home and fight?
That's true. I'm not saying international United Nations no care about we Commonwealth, because regardless of all the fight, we don't crumble, we don't do everything, yet they still invite La Republic to come for the Commonwealth Summit. United Nations don't invite them, don't go step up here, give them a golden or statue. You know, all these things without even bringing our problem, discuss our problem for a solution. Yeah, they still organize seminars and they bring the La Republic and them. Why they don't call we the Ambazonians? They know our leaders. If you say they don't know you, General, they don't know Mr. Sacco, they know everybody where they call them, bring them, discuss with them before they even go to La Republic. But they are not doing that. Meaning that they have ignored everything about us. No matter, I see a point where I said diplomacy not be really a point right now, because if we want diplomacy, the people who need diplomacy from them, they ignore we. So I think the hard way will be the only way. But
See,
and
Yannick,
I trust them, my trip to boy, I cover that too.
Yannick, may I tell you something, right? When you talk about diplomacy, you're talking about negotiations. And when you talk about negotiation in a conflict, it means there are steps that must be taken as preconditions before that negotiation come up. Number one, disarmament. Number two, a ceasefire. Number three, cessation of hostilities. We've not had any of those. We've not had any of those. So at this stage, if any rational actor is stepping into this game, if any rational international regime wants to step into this game as the ombudsman, as the mediator, as the go-between, there are things that must be implemented by all parties involved in the conflict. Number one, all parties must disarm. Number two, all parties, there must be a cessation of hostilities where everyone down your tool, because we also have our weapons. La Republique terrorists have their weapons. Number 3, there must be a ceasefire, a period of ceasefire during which there should be strict observation that no one launches an attack. If the U.S. Embassy, the U.S. ambassador, run out for go engage in negotiations, as if he go for go engage in negotiation, he bring Grigori Owona, bring all those people there, which was not even enough. Those are leaders that we don't even respect. Those are leaders that the people have lost respect over time. Those are leaders that those people, I mean, we Ambazonians don't even believe in. But if you want to launch the first step of what you call dialogue or talk or frank talks, number 1, start by engaging in a cessation of hostilities. But we saw the U.S. ambassador holding that meeting without calling for a ceasefire or without calling for every conflicting party to down their tool, which means that they're already going there in bad faith. But I also love the initiative of that U.S. ambassador because of one thing. No other leader has taken that challenge as better as he did. He has initiated it, he has started it, and Mr. Biya, who is already confused, sent Grigori Owona to go and represent him. So Mr. Biya already knows that there is no way out from this conflict. And that is why his only way out is to fight and die, because he's already dying. And that is why those regime members are fighting to die, because they are already as good as dead. That is why you still see Mukwete, who is 100 years still being reappointed.
I know.
So
100 years.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, understand one thing. The dying regime is already dying, and they want to die as they are dying. But we, the youths, have to sacrifice one thing. We have to change the destiny of our future generations, and we have to change that destiny of our unborn children. If at this stage you still believe in diplomacy, then you are taking the very wrong course. Diplomacy will only be believed in if the United Nations or African Union steps into this case and says, okay, you guys have been fighting for long, please hold your fire. Hold your fire. That is exactly why I will start believing that, yeah, there is some third-party intervener coming to separate the fight. But if we are dialoguing and fighting at the same time, that is not dialogue. That is not negotiation. You cannot be dialoguing and fighting at the same time. It's like you're seeing two people fighting on the street, then you want to be solving the problem while encouraging them to fight. It doesn't work.
I know. So, General, you think, say, if they release those, or like, for instance, for sure, like Mancho and Co., you think, say, that will bring a close and inclusive dialogue?
Well,
that's
a very good point. That's a very good point. But just to put, just before I even continue, no, say most of these people, when they talk here, they create ghost profiles from La Republic to come and then bring confusion. So people should be very aware of this ghost.
It's something okay.
So the first thing we get to understand, and I say, Mancho, he's the face of the revolution. Penterence is the face of the revolution. Call the rest, I don't know of them. They are all the faces of the revolution. No, but also,
Bala be the first to know.
Bala was the face of the revolution. Anyone who had been in jail was the face of the revolution. Anyone. And also clearly note, anyone who is in Cameroon or Ambazonia right now, Cameroon, as you're a refugee in Cameroon, because if you're in Yaoundé and Douala right now, you're a refugee. Just know that you're a refugee. And if you're working in Yaoundé and Douala now, know that you're an international expatriate. You're an expatriate working on a foreign assignment, on a foreign mission, and you'll come back. So at the end of the day, anyone in Ambazonia already know that you are the face of the revolution. Why do I say so? It is because living in Ambazonia, although not in prison, know that you're already in prison. If you are in prison in Ambazonia, you are in prison. If you are not in prison, you are also in prison. So you are living in fear, in tyranny, in absolute mayhem, everything, dictatorship. You are in prison. And that is why we respect you for even putting your feet on that ground to stay there, because you are the face of that revolution. So at one point, let me be clear on this. Mancho, BBC himself, if he comes out from jail, or if you want to pull out any initiation, any dialogue, or any first step towards real a negotiated agreement should start with the release of those in jail. I don't care whether you want to give a presidential pardon. I don't care whether you want to do whatever. Those people were sent to jail on something completely obnoxious. They cooked up charges against them and they roped them in jail. What did Mancho do that he deserves to be in jail for more than 1 year? Not in any kind of jail. May some people not mistake me. In a maximum security prison. Not be say minimum security. Maximum security prison. What is Mancho's crime? Mancho's crime is because on the 21st of November 2016, he stood on a coffin, held his hands tight in the air like this, and asked the government delegate of Bamenda, Vincent Bumbo Onandumbo Onatumbo, to beg for roads, good roads in Bamenda. He was literally begging for good roads. That was his crime, and that is the crime that sent him to prison. What did 10 parents do? A teacher who has been teaching people who, like me, are sitting today to fight for him. What did he do? A teacher, because he participated on the 21st of November in the march of teachers, in the protest of teachers against the poor treatment of teachers in Ambazonia. So what is his crime? So give me a clear crime. Give me some. Did they kill a human being? No. The ones who have killed, like Ekema, they are parading the streets. What is Mancho's crime? Has Mancho killed? And I want to know who Mancho killed. Just one. I don't know, maybe two or one or half.
Are you talking of killing?
Or somebody he slapped.
Just a slap, not even killing.
So at the end of the day, there will be absolutely no peace if those people are still in jail. Ivo Tapang, I need the mixed feelings. I call a bullet a bullet. You call it granite. I call it a bullet. You get it? I don't mix feelings. And if you feel you can face me, come and face me directly. I don't know how to hide my words, but I'm so succinct, as plain as possible. As long as Mancho and the rest are in jail, the struggle has no end. As long as you hold any kind of meeting with the United Nations and those people are in jail, the struggle has no end. Have you ever asked yourself why a Francophone will never ever be jailed in Ambazonia, but an Ambazonian will be Francophone region to go and be jailed? Why if they say we, when they catch we for Ambazonia, they send we right for Yaoundé for go jail we. But you have never heard that a Francophone has been arrested in Yaoundé and sent to Bamenda to be jailed. Why? Why?
I know. Some person, General, read Ochiba Ness in the comment for that. If you see him.
I need to read comment. Just read and tell me.
No, it don't say. It just said my tip to Bayana for for self-defense, just like the Palestine. They don't go announce and say they do whatever.
My brother, see, look, let me tell you, we are not playing.
Protect their land. Regardless, they protect their land, but they don't announce.
Listen, Yannick, we are not playing politics in the revolution. Don't get me wrong, eh?
It's not politics.
No, this is politics. We don't play politics in the revolution. If you think you have a government of a country, be open to tell, like Mr. Bia is open when he says, I've declared war. That's a good, strong leader. He has done it. I've declared war. A good leader, you have the people. When you see danger, declare war and you call for support. What we call rally around the flag effect. Call for support around the flag. As a president, and you see your women and children dying, you see bullets ripping off the face of a young girl, young as 14 years old. You see a mother burnt with her bones sticking out like a rabbit. You see people running, thousands of them, tens of thousands of them as refugees into Nigeria. You see hundreds or thousands of your women and children sleeping in mosquito bushes. Be strong enough to openly come out and say, I declare war against La République du Cameroon, and I am calling on everybody in the diaspora to fully support, buy guns, weapons, bullets to protect our women and children. Be open with that. It is not bad. That makes you a strong leader.
All right. That's a point, though. Hopefully somebody here. Now, idea also just on the count. Yeah. So, General, Another one thing again, where you know, sing, would count about how many months today, 4 and still counting. I'm not saying not be really relevant, but I want to Mr. Milan be there over the weekend. He talks something with me too. I will see him. I don't know what you think, but although I be really worried, say Nolova B and Wu and Mr. Wu, they don't release them. How long ago? We never hear from them. But Milan be try for maybe more years, more no say. You know, which way hear from Nolova B, should say our people are still there for Niger. And me too, I believe they're still there, regardless the fact say he hear from the bed. What do you say they still keep those our 2 comrades where they don't release them for can't talk for we? What do you think so?
All right. Yannick, you be get grandmammy? You be get grandmammy?
Yes, of course. Everybody know.
Yeah, grandmammy be the village. He used to come visit una for town one time.
Yes.
When he come for town, una they ask, he say, Mommy, how for you? You don't work out fine. How for the rest of the people then back home? You never ask that same question.
Of course.
Perfect. When you see some person where it be there for place where your friend them be there or your friend them be there, and you don't come visit you, nobody you go ask and say, how for them or other friend them?
Yes. Good.
Nalova be there for prison or wherever he be there, they be catch them for Naira hotels for Abuja on the 5th of January 2018. Perfect. Suddenly after, they release he. And before the one release he, there was a tip off. Said they go release Nalova B. Somebody already tipped it off. So who tipped that off? Number 1. Those are questions unanswered. And Nalova was eventually released as tipped off. Number 2. Therefore, there should be a connection. Nalova single-handedly paid the flight of every leader who traveled to Abuja to attend that meeting. Number 3, where did the money come from? Nalova is not even close to the treasury of the Ambazonia Governing Council or SCACUF or IG or whatever. So where did the money come from that she could pay the flight from Abuja, Nigeria? Number 3, Nalova was also part of those who were arrested in that same Naira hotels, but she was later on released. So where is she? I have not seen a single video of her. If it be been a Bala Agbo, people they for cry for Bala ahead. Oh, they don't pray for your release. We don't fight. We don't strike. We don't go protest. We don't go do this. We don't write. We don't even spoil one name. Only for protesting me, they release you. You don't release. You never talk with the public. Now, can Nalova speak to the public? At least even on a Facebook video call, or even to record a video and send to the public, to acknowledge the fact that people protested for her, to acknowledge the fact that people slept in bushes for her, to acknowledge the fact that people prayed for her, to acknowledge the fact that people were wishing for her good. Can Nalova come to the public and speak to the public, and not through Milan or whoever?
But Milan spoke on her behalf.
If Milan is speaking on her behalf, Nalova is not a kid. She's not a juvenile. Nalova is somebody who was on WhatsApp all the times talking. And her name on WhatsApp was Lady Eve. And I have her messages on WhatsApp. Nalova is not a kid. She's a barrister at law. Nalova should come out to the public and speak. She is not in Cameroon. She is not even in Nigeria. She is in a very safe country as Botswana. Botswana is a pure democracy. Let Nalova speak to the public. Someone said she'll be killed. If Nalova is killed, what about Tapang? Will Tapang also be killed? Do you think that people are not out to kill Tapang? People are not out there looking for me everywhere to kill. Everywhere. All of us will be killed. All of us, we are being hunted after. So Nalova should speak to the public. The people, that's why you took the leadership. When you want to get into the leadership of this revolution, you should know the consequences. It's the good, the bad, and the ugly. Now, Nalova should come to the public and answer those questions to the public. If it was Bala, the whole place should have been Bala, you're a traitor, you're a blackleg, you're a devil. What about Nalova? She is not?
It's not just Nalova. I think there were 2 of them. Eyambe or what?
That is Nalova. I don't know about the other person.
Yeah, there are 2 of them. So anyways, that's what Milan says, and we all believe that maybe something could be.
Look, Yannick, you should read beyond people's nostrils and read beyond people's words. Read beyond people's nostrils and read beyond people's words. There are some people who are good as a profession called the spin doctor profession. Milan is a spin doctor. You hear me? Milan is a spin doctor. Let Nalova come to the public and speak. Let Nalova speak. When it was about dismissing the consortium leaders, we saw Nalova standing there in putting her face to dismiss the consortium leaders.
True,
Can she now come and put her face?
That's
now
a good
come
point.
to put her face? Well, look, even for the sake of Tasang, Wilfred, Ayuk Tabe, I don't want to call their titles because of one. Let's even assume they are not leaders. At least they are the heads of people's families. They are the wives, they are the husbands of people's wives. They are the fathers of people's children. Those children want to know where their dad is and how their dad is doing.
That's the point, though. That's the point. Well, we hope they are still in Nigeria, which is strongly, that is what I'm really hoping for.
At this stage of the struggle, we are now several months. We are already getting to June. That means 6 months of we have not seen even Tasang's bones. We have not even seen Tasang's bones. We have not seen Ayuk Tabe. We have not seen any. But everyone is saying Nalova has been released. Milan is confirming it. So where is the Nalova? Let her speak to the public. A question. If you've been a pa, believe me, it is better for you to even know that somebody has died than for somebody to be missing. Because you don't even know what to pray for. Are you praying that his soul should rest in peace, or are you praying that he should be found? It is better I know that you are dead than for me to know that you're missing. And I cannot see you, and nobody can see you.
Well, we just assume the fact say they're under pressures when of it talk. We just let me move, just assume and that way.
The pressure all of us are under pressure. Eh? All of us here. As long as you take the leadership of the struggle, you're under pressure. As long as you put your face out there to speak about an issue that will make you never ever to return to Cameroon through the Douala International Airport or Yaoundé Airport or even neighboring Nigeria, know that you're under pressure. It is either you are in or you are out. It is not a joke.
Wow. That's the point, though. That's another point. And then, General, before we can run up, we'll get some 1 or 2 questions from the audience. If I ask you, the last two, if you want to talk, the other time will be interrupted. I think you don't skip my mind. You remember last time we want to talk and then I will not be able to go live. Yes. I think when you come up with our member, but I want more
round up before the Commonwealth.
That Commonwealth issue. So although it don't really pass, we don't see people that go there, but we don't really see we never till today, we never hear no good thing from the Commonwealth. Nothing. So what do you think?
The first thing I say, you get to understand the foundations of the Commonwealth, right? The Commonwealth is well grounded on principles of 1, separation of powers. What Montesquieu calls separation of powers. Separation of powers basically means that you separate the 3 arms, the judiciary, the legislative, and the executive. In Cameroon, Cameroon with the OU. In Cameroon, there is no separation of powers. In fact, the executive, ironically, rules over the legislative and the judiciary. That makes it even worse. Because when you have an executive arm as the overarching authority over the legislative, it means any law passed, the executive can overrule it. Number 2, when you have the executive overruling over the judiciary, it means the executive has a heavy hand over anything the judiciary arm would act on. So which makes it worse. In Cameroon, there is no separation of powers. And that is a foundation or the basic foundation of the Commonwealth Union. Number 2, in Cameroon, there is no rule of law, which is what the Commonwealth stands for. When they say the rule of law is not law, the rule of law basically means how to constrain power from excess overflow. Because you have a president in power, But how do you limit the president's excess or abuse of power? In Cameroon, the president is the alpha and the omega. Like what Louis XVI of France said, Je suis l'État, I am the state. It means Mr. Biya himself is also the state. Number 3, there is no human rights, but that is a foundation of the Commonwealth tenet. Human rights, and that is exactly it. But over time, since the start of last year till now, we've had a genocide going on in southern Cameroons. But yet, the Commonwealth has been standing and doing nothing about it. All they can do is to pay a visit, come and get gifts from Mr. Paul Biya, the terrorist, and then go back to UK, invite Mr. Paul Biya to attend the Commonwealth Summit. That is hypocrisy at best. Number 3 or number 4, there is no what they call democratic accountability. And that is the basic foundation too of the Commonwealth. And yet you're inviting leaders who are not democratically accountable to the people. You're inviting thieves, people who steal and loot wealth and stash in Western banks. You are inviting them to sit on the Commonwealth table. Number 5, linguistically, also notice that the Commonwealth stands for English, not French. When you have a La République government that speaks purely French, being part of the Commonwealth Union, then you start doubting the integrity of the Commonwealth. Yes, sorry, some call becoming. Then you start doubting the integrity of the Commonwealth, and you're asking the question, if the Commonwealth actually stands for the same country called La République du Cameroun. La République du Cameroun has overlapping membership with other unions like Francophonie. You cannot be part of Francophonie and part of Commonwealth. It doesn't make sense. You choose one and stay with. You cannot be part of Francophonie and part of Commonwealth. It is the Republic of Ambazonia that should be invited to be part of the Commonwealth Union because we speak purely English and we respect the Anglo-Saxon institution and Anglo-Saxon culture. We have the common law system. La République du Cameroun has the civil law system. The civil law is the French legal system. The common law is the English legal system. So how do you invite someone who does not even respect 1, the rule of law, 2, separation of powers, 3, democratic accountability, 4, human rights, 5, I can list all of them. How do you invite a kind of person and who does not also speak English and who also is a terrorist? You invite them to sit at the Commonwealth Union in UK. It makes no sense. My brother, look at this struggle, at this stage of the struggle, the earlier you supply bullets and guns to your boys down to fight, the better for you.
All right. So, and you believe strongly to say Chiroma said what people in there with them. You believe I'm strongly, right?
I know one talks on thing where you never right for now. No, not be saying not be true. One of those people then, they therefore said, as I speak now, so for said gendarmerie, for Yaoundé. One of those people there for Nigeria, they therefore said for Yaoundé. One of them from Nigeria. I don't know the rest, but one he did for Yaoundé for gendarmerie. Yeah.
All right, move. Take some questions. Since not, must see what some question and they might ask where they ask. If you have a question, please put it down. Let me ask it to the general. Some people already ask us, why IG never talk on Nalova for talk? Why till now IG never ask them since now member of the IG?
Well, if they want to play politics, let them play politics. But at this stage, I'm telling you, Yannick, if you believe in self-defense, you believe in funding those boys on the ground who have decided to stay and fight, you're on a good track. If you believe in politics, in creating government, appointing ambassadors when you don't even have a country that has accepted to host you, then you're just running behind the wrong. You're backing the wrong horse. So at the end of the day, it is self-defense. Fund those boys on the ground. They are doing a fantastic job. They don't show video how did they shoot a convoy. That is exactly what should please our emotions. Not us shooting ourselves in the leg. They have shown you videos how a convoy they pass, that is shoot.
Caroline, the accent, are you the leader for Red Dragons?
Yes, I'm the leader of the
Red Dragons.
Yes, I am the leader of the Red Dragons. I'm the general of the Red Dragons.
Lebi Alem Red Dragons.
Yes. And I will create as many as possible, replicate them across other states.
Okay, okay. All right, General, I think we don't have much to discuss again right now. There are no more questions to be asked. I think thank you, viewers all over the world. Not important question. All right, General. So if you have the last word to say, you can do that, brother.
The first thing I say, one, we get to understand, say, La République du Cameroon, they don't beef off their communications. And when I talk communications, the Ministry of Communications, propaganda, as I'll put it, the Ministry of Propaganda in La République du Cameroon, they don't come out with a plan. And that plan was rolled out since last year. Said they will create fake profiles. Because the only way we've used to succeed and massively mobilize what I call rally around the flag effect. The only way we've succeeded in the rally around the flag effect has been through the social media. The social media was very, very instrumental in toppling on democratic regimes across Northern Africa, Libya included. The social media has created panic amongst dictators and their rogue regimes. Some professor writes a book, we call and say New Media Old Regimes. Professor Liombe Eko, very prominent, great scholar. He's a media critic. That professor book is something you have to go and read. The social media has created panic even where there was no panic. Because of that, when La République was taken by storm, and when Kavayege Jibril in December 2016 described the social media as worse than Boko Haram, Kavayege Jibril in Parliament describing the social media in Cameroon as worse than Boko Haram, then understand the power the social media has. And you know that La République on the I think it was on the 17th of March 2014 declared war against Boko Haram. So what more of the social media? They have declared war against the social media. Last year, they bought and they went to China to buy equipment, machines that can jam Facebook, that can reduce the speed of you uploading on Facebook, that can reduce communications on WhatsApp and the rest. They bought those Chinese propaganda tools to prepare for a huge defeat of the social media. And that followed by a ban on the internet, the blockage of internet across southern Cameroons, the ban of WhatsApp and Facebook, and all of those things that China practices. That is the good friend of La République du Cameroon, and that is the equipment that came into the country. But at this stage, also understand one thing: La République is trying as much as possible to replicate ghosts across all social media pages. You will see those ghosts there, like Tanyi Moise and one of those useless ghosts. Those are the kinds of people whom La République will want to come into this kind of sphere and discourage our boys from fighting and discourage us from following leadership. Tanyi Moise is a blackleg, a terrorist, a ghost from La République who is coming to watch, go and spy. Be very careful with the way you operate and the way you communicate, even on WhatsApp. Your numbers, I would encourage everybody to have a peculiar WhatsApp number. Your WhatsApp number must not be your regular line. Your WhatsApp number must not be the same number that you accept calls with. Because there are people who report your WhatsApp number to La République du Cameroon and then they track you over time. Your WhatsApp profile picture should be very unique. It should not be the profile picture you use as a regular profile picture. There are people who are screenshotting everything you do on WhatsApp to send to La République du Cameroon. There are spies who have infiltrated WhatsApp to bring you down by all costs and eliminate your family members to inflict defeat on you. Be very careful with the way you operate on WhatsApp. The social media is an open space where you can come and pour out your venom. At this stage, if you are here to pour out venom on those boys who are fighting on the ground, or on Tapang Ivo, you're a blackleg, you're a terrorist, you're a thief. You understand? And that is why it is very clear. Yannick, at this stage, if I tell you, say, we need to win, it's a lie. We have won big time. Before now, we never held weapons. But the very moment we held weapons, they started sending tankers. Those tankers, those old tankers that were used in the 1940s to fight Second World War, that is the tanker they are sending out to the BLM. Do you know what? Allow those tankers to come into our land. We shall break those bridges and burn those bridges. Then we will take over the tankers and eliminate those terrorists. That is exactly it. If you get any question, ask them.
That's very true. Yes, General. So that's it, right?
Yeah, of course. So let me give you tactics to identify blacklegs. Number one, they have names, francophone names like Jean-Claude. When you hear Jean-Claude, Ambazonia don't get that kind of name. No, not Ambazonia. Jean-Claude. All that name they say, and then the case of kind of great fake profile like Amba Warrior Jean-Claude. This is something. When you look at their page, just click their profile open. Consistently over time, they have never talked anything about the struggle. Or when they want to talk, you see, say their date of birth shows 1991, I ends there. Created the last 2 days. All of those things, they are out to destabilize the struggle. But you must be very wise to spot them. And when you see critics, just know that what you are doing is right. If what you were doing is wrong, then know that they will praise you. So once you start doing the right thing by killing those terrorists, believe me, they will be angry with you. They can go mad. Yeah.
Yes.
So Yannick, keep up with the job. One of the things that we have to do this May and June, is to create a WhatsApp group, not even WhatsApp group, but you know those short videos we used to do? That short video we used to do. We need to produce those short videos as many as possible. Number one, those videos get to show how to operate a Kalashnikov. Because now those boys, they already start get weapons. They need to know how to operate them. If you send those videos to those boys, they just follow the instruction on how to create a Kalashnikov, how to operate a gun, how to load the bullet, how to put a chamber, all of those things. Once you show those videos to those boys, they are very smart, they'll pick up them. Number two, send encouraging videos to those boys on the ground. Share with them the tactics. They listen. I just wish na say my Facebook no be blocked. Like I for share as many videos as possible. Those boys are listening and they want action. The only control will even get them directly without Facebook, now that Red Dragons. But I wish all other groups there, if you follow the same strategy for implement them, burn those bridges, block those roads, know how to operate the Kalashnikov. Because even people, the way they go for that useless school where they come and say Enam, they teach them how to operate a gun. Those SDOs know how to operate guns. So what more of our own civilians who sat the exam into Enam and they were failed because they did not have the money to bribe. So even if you were failed, still go and learn how to operate a gun because a gun can fall into your hands at any time.
Wow. That's a powerful one, General. Very powerful.
Even grenade, you get to know how to explode a grenade. All of those things you have to know because you have to protect your women and children. Those two groups of people never ever touch them. Don't even scratch their heads. Women and children must be protected. It is your responsibility to do it. Protect all women and children. That is a fact. Yeah.
That's right. Somebody says the Red Dragons in Lebi Alem is owned by Mr. Chris Arno, and you claim the responsibility. Anyways, that will not be important. Just that I will start bring too much problem between the discussion we go on right now.
Yes. Any other question?
So, well, General, we don't conclude them for the day, and I believe the La Republic they will understand. Say we need to turn back because they don't get to the point. If say we get for resign, we don't tired. That's so most of them don't talk. Especially as they never see you for a while. They say, "Thank God, I for don't go. You want don't go? They don't tired. But
no worry yourself. When I go bounce back, me I've been a man for aggression. Me I don't like me. Sometimes they say I even look as I never like me peace because the only look. Biabi don't talk and say, if you want peace, you must prepare for war. The Trade Minister Bia, he repeat them. Say, if you want to. That means, if Ambazonia did want peace, may they start buying guns and bullets. Because that is the preparation for war. You understand? You cannot want peace by preparing for peace. By preparing for, no, it doesn't work that way. Peace plans don't prepare for peace. Only guns prepare for peace. If you want peace for your house, start building a door. No be so. If you be a house, you want same man to enter. No be you put door for there. Huh?
It is. That's right, General.
Yannick, you hear me?
I get you.
I say when you be a house, you put door for your house and they put door for your house.
Of course, there's a door.
Why you
there's
put door
always
for your
a
house?
door.
Why?
I put door.
Why?
Maybe they put door for safe entering and exiting and entry.
Okay, you put door for security, right? For security reasons, right?
Yeah.
In case he put door for attack person, no. He put door for defense, self-defense. So if any man can break into your house, he go first type by that door for start to see whether if you unlock and for enter your house. Before that time, you already prepare so your gun we don't keep them for house. Say this show head you shoot them. That is exactly it. Our boys on the ground are preparing for war because they want peace. They buy bullets, they buy the guns, they buy everything and keep in their disposal because they want peace. They don't shit down for more than 1 year. They protest with peace plans. They are picking their face, they don't move at all. They don't even get eye, they don't even get nose. Girls them as young as 14, they don't kill them. They shoot someone for Yimbin. They shoot someone there for their back head. So may they do it. May they keep being fools. Let them sit down and do what? They have to prepare for war. And that is the war that we need.
That's right. All right. Thank you, General. Thank all man for watching. I appreciate the number of viewers where they come in today for make sure we keep the struggle or the revolution going. So we'll keep it this way, right? All right, General. So we'll call it a day.
All right, by the end of next week, I believe my account will be open. I get about 7 days left. So all things
all right, so General account will be available back next week. It's a Nike man code will be report them. So but you not even send a condolence greeting for Kema General.
For Kema. No, but that one me I go send condolence. If you don't send condolence for that, what I get they don't move their face. See, God know the way they pay wicked man. God know the way they pay bad man. That accident happened not be by any chance. Now for open eyes here, it came one a cultist. And number two, don't sympathize with your enemy. Never sympathize with your enemy. It's something to jubilate about, to congratulate for the death of his brothers. Don't sympathize. Don't sympathize. My people they don't die, they go bury them. You don't sympathize with Mancho. See the world of international relations is governed by what they call the principle of reciprocity. If you do to others what others do to you, you'll be good. If you do good to others, expect others to do good to you. You do bad to others, expect others to do bad to you. If I became Mancho for prison, I can never ever for once can salute Mancho or for even sympathize. Why should I sympathize with you for the death of your brother? For what? Are you mad in the head?
Well,
see this struggle, not struggle with conscience. We Amazonian, the two way key when I say would use a lot of conscience. Oh, most sorry, most sorry that social affairs delegate. Most sorry what? What are you sorry for? No, be not Joe that the next Joe for the BLM don't go install him. That criminal said Joe. Ashu, yeah, the name Ashu, Anglophone. I go stand, they take the position. He go stand and say, show it chest up. They take him. They say, yes, I accept the installation. When they can't kidnap it tomorrow, nobody say kidnap, arrest. When they can't arrest it tomorrow, then when I go say, no, one of our brothers. Those are not our brothers. Those are not our brothers. Those are Judas Iscariot.
So they're not need for take any of those positions. They get about deny.
They used to talk say man's man kills man's man. Of course, not true. The only money kill my man. All right, bro. I'll leave you more.
All right.
Go continue.
Thank you, yeah. Thank you. Now, good night.
All right.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.